I'm Stacey J.
And I'm Chuck Duran.
Welcome to another episode of VO Buzz Weekly.
That's right. And we're so excited to have Marc Cashman for part 2, and let's go there now.
Here we go. And I want to share this email from Jim Martinez. Thank you for sending this, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
The gist is that Jim is 57 years old, and he had a radio background in the 80s, but because of illness, he had to make a career change. And he's been watching the show, and he specifically was talking about Nancy Wolfson, who we love, and Portia Scott Hicks, the coast-to-coast talent agent we had on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he basically said, you know, the industry, and she had touched on the fact that the industry is really kind of in that 18 to 25.
Always has been.
That sound, right?
Always has been.
So he's saying he's clearly past that. You're
Really?
young at heart, Jim. But he's saying, is there any hope for the more seasoned folks to start
Yes,
in the business?
Absolutely.
So would you like to speak on that?
Oh yes, absolutely. There are just tons of people who are 40 plus or 50 plus who are working and doing very, very well. Those guys who do trailers, you think they're 18 to 24?
None of them.
None of them.
Yeah.
Yes, some of them might be doing promos,
Right.
okay, but not the trailer guys.
Right.
The guys who are doing narration, documentary narration. We don't have young people. We've got some mature adults doing those. Audiobooks, all sorts of ranges, every possible age imaginable. E-learning courses. They want the voice of reason and season and experience.
Authority,
Yeah.
So the thing is, and I also caution and remind people that you could have the most beautiful voice in the world. You could make James Earl Jones sound like a frog. But if you don't know what to do with it,
Yes.
it's useless.
Yeah.
You've got to know what to do with that voice. Now the thing is that Jim, who just wrote to you, said that he was on-air talent.
Yeah. Radio in the 80s.
Radio
yeah.
in the 80s. Now it's interesting. If you say the word radio to an agent, they run away screaming.
Yeah.
Okay, but they don't realize what they're thinking when they think radio. They're thinking the worst that radio has to offer.
Yeah.
and that's an announcer, what they call pukers.
Yeah. It's this guy that does like this.
Exactly.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? All right.
Exactly. And
Pukers.
most radio announcers.
Is pukers is that an industry term or is that a Marc
That's an industry
Cashman?
term. No, that's an industry
Okay.
term. Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Pukers.
I didn't make that. I
I
didn't
thought that was
coin
a
that.
Cashman cachet.
No,
or something.
no, I did not coin that one. But the thing is, that's what agents, many times, that's what they think of. When they think of the word radio, they think of pukers. But the thing is, that's when you listen to radio now, not AM, but FM. When you listen to radio now, those four things that I told you about, the four skill sets, breathing, timing, eye-brain-mouth coordination, articulation, on-air personalities have that, and on-air people have that in spades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make that stuff so easy. And you know what? On-air people are amazing because there is no take two.
Right.
Absolutely.
They are live.
Yeah.
And they're not just live in front of a bunch of clients in the studio. They are live. There are millions of people listening
the
to them.
world.
So you
Yeah.
talk about pressure. No take two.
Yeah.
And that if they've got 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 4 seconds,
Absolutely.
a minute.
So
they've got-
again,
yeah.
look at that. So the breathing, do you hear them taking big gulps of air and breath? No. Do you hear timing wise? Do you hear where they're running long or they're, not getting it? No. Their timing is impeccable. Eye-brain-mouth coordination. They're lifting those words right off the page. You talk about cold read. Many times these guys are on the air, somebody hands them something, and they've got to read it right there
Yeah.
on the spot.
Yeah.
Articulation. I'm sorry.
Well, that's
you can't
great.
be on the air without being articulate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Jim, it sounds like, if he does his homework with the, maybe not animation, but maybe if he does his homework
Yes.
with the various genres of voiceover,
Absolutely.
that there is
Narration,
a place for him. and for
Narration,
people in that age.
audiobooks, commercials, e-learning, all those areas are definitely want to hear seasoned, mature adults, experienced people who've had life experience.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be doing products and services for the 18 and 24-year-olds.
Yeah.
But guess what? Guess what the largest
We use products too.
Guess what the largest population growth area is in the United States? What part of the population is growing the most?
50s?
I'm going to learn something today. Go.
Baby boomers.
Baby boomers.
Baby boomers.
Baby boomers.
Yeah.
Baby
exactly.
boomers are 65 plus. So Jim, you're getting in at 57. You're going to be talking to them. That's
Yeah.
your audience.
There you go.
All right.
Brilliant. You just made me feel good.
Yes. And that's not easy.
That's not easy.
Because you've been around.
Gosh. I got to ask you something, man. I mean, whenever you talk and you're trying to teach something, there's so much passion in what you say. So I have to ask you, what is it that you enjoy most about teaching voice actors? What do you like? What do you like about teaching?
Well, you know, it's funny. I teach all different ranges.
Yeah.
In fact, I teach at Cal Arts, so I'm teaching undergraduate and graduate students. So the kids who are in their early to mid-20s.
Yeah.
People who come, well, the great thing about voice acting is the fact that you don't have to have a wardrobe and makeup and look glamorous, and it doesn't matter what you look like.
Yeah.
So when people realize that, they just kind of drop their guard and they get in. But the most important thing about voice acting, at least within classes, is everybody learns to be a kid again. Everybody remembers when somebody came by on a Saturday morning when they were kids and said, "Hey, let's put on a play."
Yeah.
And they would all get together and put on a play.
Yeah.
You did a lot of those.
Yes. My
So
poor family.
somebody wrote the script, somebody did the set design, somebody was the director, and then they recruited the actors, and they all put together. And then somebody else got the audience. You know, the neighborhood
Right,
kids,
right,
whatever
right.
the case may be. Somebody had lemonade for the whatever. But it was a production. It was a production, and everybody played. And that's the one great thing about voiceover, is that you can play. You really can play. And it's very, very specific. You get to work on all different types of things, and you get right into it too. It's not a nebulous, philosophical, metaphysical thing. You just do it. You go in and you do it, and you do it, and you keep doing it more and more and more, and all different types of stuff. And the other thing is you get to hear feedback, because everything you do behind the mic is recorded. Everything.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. So you get to hear yourself and get to hear, am I doing this right? Am I taking direction? Am I making progress? Am I understanding what's going on? Am I filtering all this thing? And am I taking all these skill sets? Because when we're behind the microphone, these 4 skills that I told you about and the next 4 skills that I'll be telling you about, we're multitasking. You talk, you know, multitasking, they said that's a fairly recent term.
Yeah.
No, we've been multitasking for years. We do this every day.
Yeah.
But when you're behind the microphone, you're really, really multitasking. Again, because you have to compensate for the fact that people can't see you.
Right.
They can't see your face.
Yeah.
They can't see your body language.
Nope. They can't see your outfit, your shoes,
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing. But
your sexy hair,
that's it. Well, your sexy
your
hair.
lipstick. Nothing.
You're sexy. You've got sexiest hair. I don't
you,
have.
Mark.
Stacy's just got sexy written all
See,
over.
you-
Oh, stop it. I'm sorry. I couldn't
And
hear
Nancy
you. What did
Wolfson
you say?
too. Rock
my
star
gosh,
hair.
she's
I'll
got the
never have
best
rock
hair.
star hair.
Nancy, yeah.
You used to have
she
rockstar
is-
hair,
I
I
used
bet,
to.
right?
I did.
Was it long?
I did. It was.
Did
I
you
had
have
a
the earrings
ponytail.
and stuff?
No, no earrings.
No
I
earrings?
didn't go there.
You were afraid.
No,
You
no,
thought-
I
You
just
didn't
no,
want to-
No, oh, well, I was afraid of putting a hole in my ear. That's what I was afraid of. I wasn't afraid of
He
what
didn't
people
want to
said. I just didn't
defile.
want the
It
pain.
doesn't hurt.
He didn't want to defile the temple.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
That's
fine.
right.
Well,
He's like-
speaking of that, but you do, and this is perfect, on nowcasting.com, you have a monthly article called Ask the Voice Cat.
Yes, yeah.
Which
people
is such
from,
a perfect thing for you, because you are such a cool cat.
Yeah,
Well,
you
thank
are a
you.
cool cat, man.
Thank
I mean,
you.
that
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've had that column. My gosh, that's been going on. I think
so
for at
good,
least
too.
5 years, 4 or 5 years now. Now casting is an amazing clearinghouse. I mean, they're on camera, they're voiceover. They just build virtual studios. They're going to be. I'm going to be teaching there as well.
Cool.
Working with and talking
That's
to
on
people.
the eye acting.
That's
for
right,
Now
eye
Casting,
acting,
right?
exactly,
Yeah.
the eye acting studio.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll be talking to people all over the world through that, which is great. But yeah, Ask the Voice Cat, I can't even remember how it came about, when they invited me to do it, but
They
it's-
probably asked you to sub for somebody.
Yeah, maybe,
And they
maybe,
said, this
possibly.
guy's really good.
Yeah, that's right. They had another columnist and
Yeah.
they went
Let's
on
get him to
vacation.
just
But
and-
write-
it's so good. No, because I mean, I'm on, the on-camera side as well. So I mean, I'm on that side a lot, and it's so good. I mean, and as you're just, I mean, because you also are a public speaker. I mean, you are just so articulate, and even the way that you write it, and then when you're speaking to groups, I mean, you just really know how to bring it down? I mean, obviously you're public school teaching.
A little bit.
You got to get it out fast
Yeah,
because you don't know how long you have them.
Yeah,
But
a little bit. But also, it's also because I watch other people. Anybody and everybody wants to emulate the best.
yeah.
You get better when you see somebody who inspires you and who really does a good job, and say, wow, what a great performance. I want my performance to be as good as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm constantly doing that. Constantly. That's how we elevate our craft. That's how we keep challenging ourselves every day. Again, if we just do the same old, it's just going to get boring.
Absolutely.
So we're always looking for
Yeah.
new opportunities, new challenges to be better at what we do. And sometimes we don't always get the chance, but when we do, occasionally, we've got to jump at those opportunities. But going back to what you were saying about the column, it's great because people from all over the world send in
Yes.
questions, and I never know what's going to happen from one month to the next, what I'm going to get, and who's going to ask what. And occasionally, somebody will ask a question that I don't know. But what's great is that I can call my colleagues and say, hey, would you know this, the answer to this? And they
brilliant.
say, sure. And I say, would you answer this question? And they say, not a problem. And so
Yeah.
it's great there.
So, Mark,
Yes.
please take us back to the other 4 fundamentals, skill sets that you have for us, because we all want to know.
You got it. Okay, so we've done, the first 4 was breathing, timing, eye, brain, mouth control, and articulation.
Yes.
Really, really important. You've got to have those down really, really well, okay? The other 4, the next 4,
He just went like this.
analysis.
In case you didn't see that.
Yeah. Analysis and interpretation. That's basically being able to pick up a script, looking at the copy, realizing who it is you're talking to, what kind of an attitude or delivery you're going to give it, and then tell the story. You've got to be able to size up the script very, very quickly. Sometimes, well, here's the thing. Now, in the old days, remember in the old days, Chuck? Yeah, we did that. And what we do is we would actually, our agent would call and say, come down and audition live. The script is here.
Oh,
So you can't
We
get
can't-
the script. We can't get
the horse and buggy brought it over
This is
from the
before fax machines.
So we'd have to go down there, we'd take the script, and we'd mark up the copy, and we'd rehearse, and we'd go into the booth, and we'd do a couple of takes, and then we schlep home. All right, so that was that. Now, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Agent will send you the script, it'll be a doc or a PDF, whatever the case may be, and there's usually going to be minimally 24-hour turnaround, sometimes 48, sometimes 72 hours. You got plenty of time to rehearse that copy. And the thing is, not just rehearse it, but understand where it's coming from. To be able to analyze the copy and interpret the copy. You don't have to do it on the spot, most of the time.
Most
Right.
of the time.
Sometimes, though, again, somebody says, hey, could you do this? You got to look at it,
Yeah.
instantaneously figure it out, and be able to
But
deliver
that
it.
muscle is trained, so you can.
Now, a lot of the time, you look at the piece of copy and they basically tell you what it is that they want
Yes.
on that copy.
Well, yes,
But-
and no. Yes,
Explain
that's
that.
right.
Explain
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you know, so half the scripts you get will have direction, and half will not.
Right.
But the ones that do have direction, half the time the direction will be pertinent to the copy and tell you what they want. The other times, the direction, you'll look at the direction and then you'll look at the copy and say, what?
Yeah.
There's a
Over the top, but real.
total disconnect, right?
Yeah.
Or that's right, sometimes
Yeah.
contradictions within the direction itself.
Yeah.
We want it real, but we want it big. We want it quiet, but we want it sad. Or no, we want it quiet, but we want it happy.
Right.
Cool.
Energetic. No, okay, and now putting on your commercial writer hat. Okay, can you demystify for all of us watching out there? You know, when you get that, is
Yeah.
that because they don't have any idea what they want? They
That's
just
right.
know it when they hear it?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
is that? Like
both.
Are you ever guilty of putting over the top but real on your
me as a producer.
commercial writer,
me as a
producer, yes.
producer.
Yes.
No. I'm completely. I know exactly what I
Yeah.
need from my actors. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty clear. I really don't have any contradictions in direction. But yeah, as you said, either they don't know what they want, or they think they know what they want, And so the thing is that as actors, what we have to do is we have to try to give them what they say they want, but we have the option many times of doing a second take in the audition. And so I always say, give them what they say they want, and then give them what you think they should have. And then this way you cover yourself.
Yeah.
Because this way, they say, oh, you know, now that I hear that, that could work.
Exactly.
And you're also showing your versatility and your
exactly
range.
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And so many times.
That's the one that books it.
I know,
Yes.
but just to touch on that real quick, is that I hear so many voice actors say, well, I went into the booth at my agency and the booth director directed me to where they wanted them to go. And I didn't feel that that's really where I wanted to go with it. It didn't really make sense. And then I hear the actual spot on television and it was exactly where I would have gone with it.
Yes, yes, exactly.
So doing that, what Mark just said is follow the copy and the direction on it and then give what you feel.
That's right. And let me just take off on that. Follow the copy, because as I said, half the scripts will have direction and half will not.
Right.
So what do you do with a script that doesn't have direction? Well, basically, you've got to look at the copy. The copy is going to give you a good guide and a good clue as to what kind of direction you should go in.
Yeah.
Because you're going to look at that copy and say, okay, this target audience is 35 to 50. So I'm not talking to kids here, and but I'm also not talking to seniors. So you know your target audience, number one. Just by the way the copy flows or doesn't flow will give you a good indication as to what kind of delivery it needs.
Yeah.
And that's all you can really do at that particular point
Right.
without the direction,
Right.
is give them what you think they need for this particular thing, given the absence of direction.
Love it.
Exactly. And to really pay attention to the words in the copy too, because if you see words like, you know, cool and
Yes.
and awesome and stuff
That's
like
right.
that, you know you're going to have a little bit more of a younger feel to it.
Absolutely.
It's like a puzzle. I mean, you can really,
Absolutely.
if you're paying attention,
That's right.
really get
I'm
the
excited.
mystery
Give
out.
us another.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 6.
Number 6, consistency. Now, there's a phrase out there, something to the effect of consistency is the hobgoblin of small minds. I've heard that phrase.
Mark, did you learn that the other day?
That
Is
no,
that
no,
your
no.
new-
That's
the
I think I
hobgoblin
got
of-
that from my English teacher way long ago, or something like that. And
Do translate, won't you?
yes, and basically, but in voiceover, consistency is next to godliness. You've
Yes.
got to be consistent from take to take. You know this as a director yourself,
yeah.
where an actor will give you one take a certain way, and take two, even though it's the same copy, will be wildly divergent, completely different,
Yeah.
like 180 degrees, and you're saying, what was that? What's going on?
Yeah.
What are you doing there? Why?
You can't put those
Yeah,
together.
exactly.
Why did you
Yeah.
change what you did from one? There's no way you can cut.
No, yeah.
People who are just coming into the business, I just want to let you know that when you hear a 30-second radio spot or a 60-second radio spot,
I'm glad he's going to say
Yes,
this right now.
yes, yes, yes.
if you think that you are hearing one full take all the way through flawless, you're not. You are hearing pieces and snippets of multiple takes seamlessly put together so that it sounds like it's all seamless in one take. It's not. It's multiple takes.
Thank you
So
for
you could
saying
have a
that.
sentence
Yeah.
or two from take 3, and another sentence or two from take 8, and another sentence or two from take 15. Sewn together seamlessly will sound like a perfect spot.
Exactly.
But the thing is, the only way to do that is to be consistent from take to take. Your voice has to match what you did in previous takes and in subsequent takes.
Exactly.
You have to have the big picture. So consistency, staying on track from take to take, timing-wise and character-wise. Your voice can't vary.
Right.
Your attitude can't change. Once you establish the attitude, that attitude's got to be the same from take to take to take.
Right.
Your job as a voice actor is to reprise the melody that you sang in take 1. You sing a song in take 1, take 2 is the same song, but it's just slightly different in terms of nuance, but it's still the same,
The same
notes.
song.
recognizable.
Same key.
The same key, the same notes, the same words.
Right.
Now, does that mean that we can't let's say, ad-lib a little bit? Sometimes we can. Sometimes we can. We really can take liberties depending on the copy. Not always.
Yeah.
And we have to do it appropriately, and we have to do it judiciously, but it sometimes can be done. I call it copy enhancement, where basically the copywriter will write copy out, and it will be what I call perfunctory copy. You've got the story there. But what it's missing are the little words and phrases that we say every day, the you knows, the you sees, so it's like this, and the hey, and the well, and all those little things. I call it the glue, the verbal glue that holds words and sentences and stories together. That's basically what I always try to encourage my students to do, to bring to interpretation, going back to analysis, interpretation, and delivery, is bringing some humanity to the script and adding and enhancing, again, appropriately and judiciously, tiny little places where we become much more conversational. And that's the most important thing. If you ever see in direction, conversational, look at the copy and think about just adding little words and phrases here and there that are going to make it flow and use that glue. So, moving on. Acting.
Acting.
Bringing the acting to voice acting. I make a distinction between voiceover and voice acting. Voiceover is not acting, and voice acting is acting. So all the things that voiceover entails, announcing, legal tags, e-learning stuff, nonfiction, audiobooks, and those type of things, don't require characterization.
Right.
There are no characters coming to life. You don't have to emote hugely. No acting, voiceover. As opposed to voice acting, which is going to be some commercials, animation, video games, and audiobooks. And of course anything else that requires characterization, whether it's a web thing or whatever the case would be. So I make a distinction there. The thing that ties both voiceover and voice acting together that everybody has got to have is the ability to tell a story. Even if you're not an actor, you still have to tell a story compellingly and interestingly. Absolutely. So acting is really, really important. Bringing life to your character, or bringing your character to life, telling that story, sounding authentic, sounding natural. Again, bringing characters to life is really, really what it comes down to. And not throwing away words. A lot of people say, well, if I can articulate these words and say these words clearly and cleanly, that's enough. It isn't enough.
It isn't.
It's not enough. If we don't color our words, if we don't bring color and music and depth to what it is we're saying, then we're just saying words, okay? And yes, that's where voiceover comes in, where again, you speak clearly and cleanly and you're articulate and you get the point across telling the story. But the thing is an actor can really bring a story to life. And here's the thing, we go back to what I said in the beginning. You can't see the person's face. You can't see their body language. Everything comes out of the voice. Everything. All the emotion comes out of the voice. You've got to compensate. Now, does that mean overdoing it? No. Believe it or not, many times less is more. Subtlety is more important than being overt. Silence is deafening at the right moment. So this is what an actor brings to voice acting. And people say, well, how can I become a better actor? And I say, take acting classes. Learn how to emote. Learn how to channel those emotions through you.
And to be fearless.
And to be fearless, absolutely. Absolutely. And to try different things, but bringing yourself and just really feeling those words that you're saying and not just saying the words. Because again, if you don't have any reason to say what you're saying, if there's no meaning behind your words, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to give a crap. And particularly when you can't rely on your face, your face, your expression, all the things you do, they can't see it. It all comes out of here, all of your voice. So acting is really, really important.
I love the descriptions of all these things because they really they make so much sense.
so-
And you as a director, you know
Yeah,
this.
but I mean, me hearing it, even just hearing you
Yeah.
explain it like that,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there inside going like, yeah.
I know. I'm so
getting
excited
it.
to do my auditions tomorrow.
right? Exactly.
I'm so excited. It's good. It's
That's good.
great.
So what
It's
number was
great.
that?
That was 7.
That was
7.
7. This
That was
is
7. We have one more.
Yeah.
8. Listening.
Listening.
Listening. And of course taking direction, which is part of the
Yes.
listening. Okay. And not just taking direction, but hearing the direction, listening to the direction, and applying that direction into the subsequent take.
Right.
That's basically what every professional, every veteran voice actor does. They will do a take, they will listen to the director, they'll get their input and feedback, they will make adjustments on their script, and they will make those adjustments into the subsequent take.
Right.
That's the job. And to keep doing that until the director says, done, in the can, that's a keeper, we're finished. And keep on doing that until they say, we're done. You want to do that as quickly as possible because time is money. The less time you're in the booth, the more money you make an hour.
Yeah.
Is bottom line. It's
Yeah.
really what it comes down to. Now, will the director keep you in there even after they've
every
gotten
penny?
their first
Yes.
take? Yes, they will suck
Yeah.
you dry, and they'll want to use every minute of that hour of studio time that they can, even
Yeah.
if you nail it on the first take.
I know.
Do you still do that?
I have nailed it on the first take, but you know, the person who I was directing, who kept on consistently nailing it on
Yeah.
the first take, every time he got up to bat, he would hit a home run
Yeah.
out of the park, was Don LaFontaine.
Yeah.
He was astounding.
Yeah.
He made it. Don was so good that he would do a take, and while me and the engineer were going and taking what we had to do, he'd be doing crossword puzzles
Yeah.
in between takes. That's how good he was.
Yeah.
He just made it sound so easy.
Yeah.
So listening, and that's just it. I didn't have to direct Don. Don knew what he was doing. I was more of a caretaker. But you know that when you say something to an actor in the booth, you ask them to do something very specific. They do the take, and it's like they didn't even hear you.
Yeah.
So you look up. If you're,
You look up.
you
So
look
you
up.
look up.
If you're nice, you
Yeah.
say to them, "Hey, Bob,
Was the talkback not working? Did you not hear what I said?
Remember I asked you to do this
this
and hit
button
this?
working?
Is this button working? Yeah. Okay, that's if you're nice.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're not nice, you say, "What the hell?"
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I asked you to. I mean, did you? Okay, that's if you were in a bad mood. Okay?
Exactly.
But the bottom line is, you've got to be listening. Now the thing is that listening, you can listen on many areas. You're first of all, you've got to listen to yourself. You've got to listen to yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not self-policing, you're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah.
You've got to listen to yourself. Remember what you did. If you're not getting it, if it's not stop, you've got to stop and go back. Listen to yourself. Listen to the director, obviously.
Right.
If you're in a class, listen to your colleagues.
Yeah.
Listen to what they're doing. I always say listen to the good things. And when if there's anything any mistakes they make, say, okay, I'm going to avoid that. I'm not going
Right.
to do that.
Yeah.
You listen to the good things, you throw out the bad things. And of course, listening on the fourth level is listening to the radio, who's on the air, listening to TV, listening to TV. When a TV spot comes on, I want you to close your eyes and listen. Listen to what that voice actor is doing. And if you want, actually, if you got a DVR, rewind it and do the copy along with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk along with them and listen to where they are, how much they're inflecting, how much they're projecting, how they're articulating, how much of a smile they have. I mean, all those people, if you listen to them, those people are on the air for a reason.
Yeah.
They didn't get there by accident. It's not a
Right.
fluke.
Right.
Yeah, there's occasionally somebody you'll hear and say, how did that person get on the air? Who did they sleep with to get that job?
Yeah.
All right? But that's rare. It's rare.
Yeah.
Most of the people on the air are on the air for a reason. They've got great breathing. They've got terrific timing. They've got solid eye-brain-mouth control. They have wonderful articulation. They understand how to interpret and analyze a script. They are consistent from take to take. Their acting is great when they need to be acting, and they're listening and taking direction. Those 8 things.
Yeah. There you go.
That's
Hey.
those 8 things.
Yeah, there you go. Just take away the thumbs, man. You're good.
Yeah.
If you now, it's interesting. On my report card, I don't have A, B, C, D, E.
Can we show that report
Yeah, we're
card?
showing
Yeah,
the
we can show
report
it.
card. Yeah.
It's basically you're 1 to 10. It's a 1 to 10. You're graded on a 1 to 10 scale. 10 being obviously the highest.
Uh-huh.
And I got here 1 to 2. You need work. 3 to 4, improving, but you need more practice. 5 to 6, you're starting to get it. Keep at it. 7 to 8, you're almost there. 9 to 10, you've got what it takes. And the people, the veterans, the great actors who I've worked with and
Yeah,
you've worked with score 9s and 10s in every single category consistently.
Fantastic.
And that's what we all aspire to. All of us aspire to. I'm in a workout group now. That workout group that I had before.
This
that
is not
was-
the same
that's
6-year
different.
one.
No, but this could
this
go
is a
6
new-
years. You
this
never
is
know.
a
It's a
new-
new one.
a new one, right.
It's a new one. And we do the exact same thing. We rent the studio, we all put money in the pot, and we direct each other, and we're constantly keeping our chops up.
That's awesome.
And you can do that too. You can get together with your peers, with your colleagues, find an inexpensive studio, get 9 or 10 people together, meet once or twice a week, once or every 2 weeks. The group I'm in is every 2 weeks now. And work together. Keep your chops up. Bring in talent and all sorts of things. And
It's fantastic
you'll be good to
Yeah.
go.
It's awesome.
Those are the 8 skill sets.
Yes.
Now, there's something else on this report card, and that's at the bottom. I put an asterisk next to it. Here it says voice acting status report, and there's an asterisk
Yeah.
right next to that.
Yes.
And we know what an asterisk is, obviously. You know, there's a footnote, and,
Yeah.
and basically we're going to be explaining ourselves a little bit more in
Yeah.
that footnote.
Yeah.
Well, this footnote basically says the information contained here constitutes a basic assessment of your present voiceover acting skills and does not reflect any other areas of professionalism, such as preparation, practice, rehearsal, attitude, marketing skills, learning curve, dedication to the craft, and other factors outside the purview of this class. Those are areas that I can't teach.
Yeah.
Those are areas that has to come from you, your desire to really, really excel in this business and really work at it. I can't teach dedication. I can't teach passion. I can inspire it,
Yeah.
but I can't teach it. And I hope that I do inspire it.
You absolutely, without a doubt, inspire it.
What, if you were starting your career over today, what advice would you give to yourself?
Oh my. Boy.
Besides study with Marc Cashman.
You know what? You know what? I probably I would have studied with more teachers as opposed to, let's say, the workout group. Workout group was good. I was with my peers, so we were teaching each other. I was not sitting down with a really experienced teacher and coach
Yeah.
to give me those fundamentals and to give me a solid foundation.
Yeah.
As I said, I came in it sideways. So I
Right.
listened to other people, I emulated them, I did what they were doing, I listened to them and broke it all down. But if I had to do it all over again, I know of a number of people who studied with some top people back in the 80s. I would have done that.
Yeah.
I would have studied
Yeah.
with them. And I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to do
Well,
that.
and all kidding aside, though, you have students that you work with all over the world because you have the wonderful capacity with technology. So how can people get in touch with you
Oh.
to work with you? Because you work by Skype, you
Yeah.
have private classes, you
Yeah.
have actual seminars and events that you
Yeah,
do? So-
workshops and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, the people who are in LA, and actually, I swear, I've got people who, when I do classes in LA, they come up from San Diego, down from Sacramento, Las Vegas. I'm amazed. And when I do workshops, one-day workshops, people flying in from the East Coast and
Yeah.
Texas and Washington and all over the place. I'm astounded. But they come. If you do want to get in touch with me, it's very, very easy. You can email me at cashcom@earthlink.net. CASHCOMM @earthlink.net. You can go to my website, which is cashmancommercials.com, or you can call me, 661-222-9300. Leave a message. Chances are I'll probably be in the studio when you call, but I'll get the message and get back to you.
Love it.
And
How cool is that?
And yeah, I mean, the thing is, here's the great thing. I started teaching 12 years ago. I still have students from 12 years ago, keeping in touch, letting me know how they're doing. I get wonderful success stories, which is
Yeah.
music to my
Wonderful.
ears.
Yeah.
Music to my ears.
Love that stuff.
And the other thing is, I've worked with my students. I've hired many of my students
Love
to
it.
be in my production because I could see their growth and I could see that they had what it took.
Because
to
they
do
got
it.
A's on their report card.
They got 10s.
Nines and
Nines,
tens.
nines and tens on their report card. And
Love it.
I remember one person said to me, hey, I got my report card. Can I do a demo now?
Yeah, right?
And I said, well, you got your report card for that level,
Yeah.
for that grade,
Yeah.
for that grade. I said, but you're going to need a few
Yeah.
more to.
Yeah. In
to-
fact, really
Well,
quickly.
actually, we have these two amazing demo producers here. Have you met Mark, Chuck?
Hi, Mark.
Chuck, Mark.
Chuck,
Nice to meet you.
Chuck is very vocal, thank God, because he knows what he's talking about as well, about what he thinks of the elements of a competitive demo are. When you're there, you turn people away too. You say you're not ready. It's so crucial to have that demo
Yeah.
just spot on anymore. So what do you think are some of the, like a couple of the absolutes?
For demos?
Yeah.
Assuming someone is
Yes.
ready, obviously.
Yes, assuming
you're
someone's ready. That's right. Assuming someone's ready. Again, total familiarity with the copy. Number one. As far as I'm concerned, I want them to memorize it as if they were on camera.
Right.
So, how do you not sound like you're reading?
By
You
not
don't
reading.
read by not reading. Exactly. So knowing this copy inside and out, cold. How hard does it take? How hard is it to memorize 60 to 90 seconds worth of copy?
Yeah, right?
It's nothing. Okay. So sounding very natural. That's really, really important. Two is making sure that your demo sounds professional. It's professionally produced. That it could be a spot on the air.
Yeah.
You may not have heard that spot, but you probably said, "Oh, I must have missed that spot."
Right.
But
Yeah.
but it has to have the right production elements and values to make it sound like it could have come on the air. All right.
Yeah.
In the old days, people would take their spots that they had done and put them together on a demo. Well, now people getting into business say, "Well, I haven't done any spots. How am I going to do a demo if I haven't done any work?" It's the catch-22.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why basically now demos are done. They're created.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we have to make them sound like, again,
Real.
that they're real. So a professionally produced demo is really, really important. It's interesting. Packaging used to be very important, particularly when they were burning out on CDs. Because
Yeah.
your CD was basically what I call your 3D calling card.
Yeah.
You'd leave behind. But not anymore. Not anymore. Making dozens or hundreds of dubs of your CD doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. It's too slow.
Website, landing page, and a link, and uploading your demo there. But the thing is that there are templates out there. You can hear other demos, and you can hear how good your demo needs to be in order to be competitive.
Right.
The other thing is, of course, as you know, is going for what they call the signature voice. In the old days, every actor wanted to show how versatile they were. So
Exactly.
they were even singing on their voiceover
Yeah,
demo.
you're right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're
They had everything. But now they really want it narrow. They really want the essence of your voice, what they call your signature voice. And your signature voice obviously is the voice that you speak with every day.
Right.
The voice that everybody knows you. The voice where if you call somebody up and they say, hey, and you say, hey, how are you doing? They know who it is.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So therefore, demos now can't go too far afield.
Yeah.
They have to stay pretty close to your signature voice. And I know that you do the same. You have the same attitude in terms of demo production. That in my mind, when I'm doing a demo, I want to show different shades and facets of somebody.
Yeah.
Real. I liken it to you know those paperweights that are the year. And it's 12-sided paperweight,
Yeah.
and there's a month on each side.
Yeah.
That's what a demo should be. Just a faceted thing that shows off your different sides or your different shades.
Yeah.
That's basically it. So it's you happy, it's you sad, it's you pensive, it's you worried, it's you just ebullient.
Yeah.
But it's still within your range.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Love
and
it.
let I just want to clarify that we're not talking about having every spot sound the same.
No.
Because what I try to do as a musician is when I'm producing a demo is I try to make sure that every spot that we do
Yes.
is in a slightly different key,
Yes. Yes.
if you will.
Yeah.
So the pitches are just slightly different so it doesn't all sound the same. When you go to a place to get your demo done where they don't pay attention to that, you're going to have a demo that's flat. You may as well have one spot in your demo because they all end up sounding exactly the same. You don't want that.
No.
Right?
No, absolutely.
Okay.
You've got to mix it up.
Yeah.
You've got to keep it interesting. And you also have to basically grab the listener, and that's usually going to be an agent or somebody in the position to hire you. You need to grab them usually within the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't grab them within those first 10 seconds, they're going to just kind of wander and
Yeah.
look away. And
Yeah.
Exactly. So those pauses that Mark was talking about earlier, leave
right.
those for the middle
That's
of the
right.
demo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't put a big 10-second pause in
No.
the front. That would be
Those
good.
aren't
Aw,
going
you
to work
guys
too
are so
good.
cute with your little
Yeah, yeah.
reunion
Right?
you got going
I
on here.
love this guy, man. I'm so excited right
Well, we
now.
both speak the same language. So.
Let's put
Yes.
Mark on the stand.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Raise
Mark.
your right hand.
On the hot seat. Okay, here we
Pick
go.
a number between 5 and 120.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't say between 5 and 6.
Between 5 and 129.
Okay. 78.
She always goes for the juiciest.
Yeah. Okay.
You're in trouble, buddy.
We're doing a what if.
Well,
Yeah?
I can't read this one. That that would be a little too far.
Oh, okay.
A little too far into the,
Into the.
into the valley area.
Okay.
Okay, if you had to rely on one person you know in any difficult situation, who would you pick?
My wife.
Wow, that's good.
I'm sorry, but that's a no-brainer. That's just a no-brainer because that's the reason I married her. It's because I can trust her.
That's
And
cool.
who would I pick? And when you're talking about the mother of your child, come on. If
There
you
you
can't
go.
trust that person, who are you gonna trust?
Yeah.
So
And do we
that
know-
was easy.
What's
Okay,
her-
let me
a
get-
hard
okay, let me
one.
give
Hold
you
on,
this
but I
one.
want to know what's your wife's name?
Lola.
Lola?
Yeah.
Lola.
Hi, Lola.
Hi, Lola.
Make her watch this show because she's got to
Okay.
see you. It's so great.
Okay.
Okay.
In this
All right.
element, so
yeah,
good.
Absolutely.
Okay,
And she gets a little shout out.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
if you had to work in any store at the local mall, which would it be?
Apple.
So you can get 20% off. Or...
That and also learn everything about the
Yes.
product,
Yeah, there you go.
and my learning curve would be on their dime.
Yeah.
Well, we will look for Marc Cashman at the local Genius Bar at the
Yeah,
Apple.
we know
That's
how
what
Mark
I wanna do.
loves to learn things every single day.
Every day. Just keep that in mind.
Wow.
Well, you are amazing.
absolutely.
Thank you so
You.
much for coming.
You guys-
Thank you so much for being on
Are
VO
you
Buzz
kidding
You are
me?
such a light and such
Thank
a
you.
force in the business, and we are
Thank
so
you.
grateful to have you on the show.
Thank
and have
you.
you
Absolutely.
as
I'm
a
honored.
friend.
I'm
and-
honored.
Well, it was
Really
an
appreciate it.
Thank you
honor
so
for us to
much.
have you on here,
Thank
and I
you.
know that everybody out there got a bunch of great stuff.
I hope so.
So, yeah, thanks, man.
And I'll see you all in Atlanta, March 21st to 24th, VO 2013 Atlanta. If you don't know about it, go online and just type in VO 2013 Atlanta. Google it in, and boom, you'll be there. And the top teachers and coaches in the world really are going to be there. And it's really an all-star lineup. Hope to see you there.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Mark.
Well said.
Thanks, Stacy. I've just been buzzed, and you are going to be buzzed. Not just by me, but by all the amazing people who come on the show. So don't forget, tune into VO Buzz weekly. That's weekly.
Well, that concludes part 2 with the awesome Marc Cashman. And I know you guys got a bunch of great information, so you can go out there right now and go build a big business.
And when you're not doing that, make sure to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest at VO Buzz Weekly. We'll see you next time, you guys. And just remember, you always have time for a little buzz.